Hey, so I started taking a break from Night Rain, and I actually had this in my library for a long time. I just never actually got the chance to actually play it. We're checking out CODEVEIN for a little bit until obviously CODEVEIN 2 comes out. If you haven't seen the trailers for that, it's one of these Soul-like games that I've been checking out for a while. I wanted to play it, but obviously I had Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3 to play. I was streaming a bunch of other stuff, and then obviously Night Rain came out, and that took my time. I was preoccupied with that. But because I'm on a little bit of a break from Night Rain until the DLC comes out and all the new game modes comes out, I figure we check out CODEVEIN because obviously I've been wanting to play it. And I'm pretty impressed with it. It's not as hard as obviously the Souls-like. It is part of the Souls-like genre, but I just don't think it's going to be anywhere near as hard as actual Dark Souls, Sekiro, or most like From Software games that are out today. But I wanted to take a step back. This game came out in 2019, and I'm actually really impressed. And obviously there's going to be clips and stuff like that. A good amount of fan service in this game. Jiggle physics, fan service. Things look a lot different versus the games that we have out now where everybody's covered up and stuff like that. And obviously all the mass media and all the game journalists want to come out and say that you shouldn't be looking at these things. And, you know, if you're a guy, you shouldn't be looking at this because it's a sexist, misogynistic, whatever it is. But taking a look back in 2019, I'm actually very impressed with how things actually play out. Strong male character. Obviously you can choose male or female. But the protagonist, strong male character, you got giant weapons, you got shooters, you can have different customization with whatever basic character that you want to do. It's whatever archetype that you want. You can find the different archetypes throughout the story and different people that you meet. And if you guys haven't checked out CODEVEIN whatsoever, again, older game, you can get it on pretty much any store, Steam. If you want to go to GameStop, I don't know who the hell goes to GameStop anymore. But if you buy the digitally on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, it's pretty fun. I would talk about the story a little bit. From what I can gather, your main character is basically able to have multiple different archetypes. So you have like a berserker, you have like a combat guy, you have a shooter, you have a almost like sorceress type, character, and you're supposed to pick up different blood bleeds. I think it's what it is. Again, I'm only an hour into it and I want to continue playing this. I'm going to be going in for a trophy hunt. I want to collect as much footage as I can of us getting trophies. And a lot of the game that you see is, a lot of the gameplay that you're seeing right now is of me getting some trophies. Only played an hour, so obviously I still have to research all the trophies and do another playthrough because there's 3 separate endings that you can get, and that's part of the trophy system as well. But that's going to be a later video. I'm going to have to put at least like 60 to 100 hours into the game just to get it all throughout because I'm not following in order. Whenever I trophy hunt, I like going from just like the base game, and then obviously I work my way back. That's how I did it with all the Uncharted, God of Wars, everything else like that. But back to the story. You're basically a vampire hybrid who can get some multiple different archetypes because we are just obviously the main character, right? We're the MC. Oh, whereas other characters have a specific set archetype, you actually don't have one, and you're actually able to get as many as you like. I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's a good amount because even with what I have right now, it's not like you're limited to like 4 or 5. I think right now, just in the progressing an hour in, I'm like 6 archetypes in. And your blood is special. You're able to use your blood into these trees that are basically like bonfires, and then blood beads come out of it, and then that's all I can pretty much figure out for right now, the plot. And you're trying to figure out what's going on with the post-apocalyptic world. Why is it the way it is? What are all these revenant things that are coming after you? What's going on with the humans and stuff like that? Just figuring out the very basic plot of it. Just want to go over the video of just our first hour, first impressions, playing this in 2025. The new trailer for CODEVEIN 2 came out, so I just want to check it out. And I'm not in love with it because I feel like it's a little bit too easy, probably because I play a lot of Souls games. Night Rain, obviously harder, and then Dark Souls 3, all those other games, other From Software games that are pretty hard. This is more of a pretty like decent RPG, very narrow based. You don't really have much when it comes to open world. It's very set. You know, there's a lot of corridors and different ways that you can circle back into the map and stuff like that. And they do have a map on the top right, so obviously that makes it a little bit easier. But from what I gather, it's pretty good. I think I was also reading it on Wikipedia before I made this video. It sold around like 3.5 million copies when it first released in 2019, so I was actually pretty impressed with how well it did. Gameplay is smooth. The different swords and different archetypes and weapons and customizations in it. It seems like I'm going to be able to put a good amount of hours into this. Basically, again, where it comes from, like a From Software game where you have multiple different classes and multiple different item configurations when it comes to upgrades, when it comes to character upgrades, when it comes to outfit upgrades and the defense stuff like that. I am a little bit disappointed with the level up system though, because it's not like you can upgrade strength, agility, endurance, all that other stuff. Like, right, you can't do basically like in Arcane, all the other stuff that you can from Software games, where they basically made all the upgrades into a specific stat based on how many souls you get, or obviously from this game, I think it was I forget the name of it, but it's like basically the same thing when you get souls. This is basically, if you go from level 1 to level 2, it has like a set. It does health, it does endurance, it does like whatever it needs to boost your fire, your ice, whatever it is. It has it from level 1 to 2. It's a set. You can't actually go in there and choose it individually. A little bit disappointed in that, but then again, I also don't think From Software was like as big as it was in 2019 as it is now, where basically any new game, I don't know if it was PlayStation event or Steam event or game event. I forget what game event it was because I didn't watch all of it, but I heard there's like 6 different new Souls-like games coming out. I didn't check out Wu Chang because I heard some terrible things with that, just for graphic performance, when it comes to PC performance, and obviously story. It just felt like really rigid, at least from my knowledge that I've seen. I can't tell where I would actually play it because it seems like these studios now are creating From Software games, Souls-like games, to basically hit that market. And obviously you can get some type of fatigue depending on how long you play it. For me, I tend to love these games. I'm going to be playing Battlefield 6, but I started taking away from shooters and looter shooters just based off of how like I don't know, it gives me like a groggy feeling. It's too repetitive without like having so much of a reward, because all of it became microtransactions and pay to win. So I tend to stay away from that, and now I'm going back all to like story mode games. But this is going to be one of the first pickups that we do, where we do a trophy hunt. I also want to go back to Days Gone and Red Dead. Days Gone didn't finish, Red Dead didn't finish, so I want to figure that out so we can get the trophies on that end. But yeah, first impressions for this game. Only an hour and a half in, pretty impressed. I like what I've done so far. I'm going to be basically using the Gray Sword for the longest time, unless I figure out a different class that I like. I also do like the shooter class because I think it's pretty good when it comes to agility, and I like how you can obviously just shoot a rifle and stab it. It's pretty dope. But yeah, fan service, jiggle physics, love it. I'm pretty impressed with all of it. Story could be a little bit it does tell a lot. There are a lot more cutscenes than it is anything else when it comes to a From Software game, Souls-like game where it's pretty much open-ended. This is very linear. It's very directed. You're gonna get a bunch of cutscenes. You're gonna get a bunch of things telling you where you're going, how you're going. Soundtrack, amazing, by the way, as well. It reminds me of, what's the game I was just playing? I'll pop it up in the screen here, but I was having a phenomenal time with that. I need to go back into it. Metaphor. Is it Metaphor? Yeah, I think I was playing Metaphor. And soundtrack was amazing. Love it. Also, the animation style reminds me of Dot Hack. If you guys never played Dot Hack, I think you can get a remastered version on Steam if you are able to get it on PC. And then I don't know if you can get a remastered version on any type of console games. But if you can, check it out. This art style reminds me of that. Also reminds me of Code Geass. I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't butcher it. But yeah, no, so far so fun. I'll continue doing it, continue collecting trophies, and then obviously that will be on its own separate gameplay. Here and there, I might sprinkle in a video here and there just to, update you guys for what's happening. I don't want to just leave it to where I don't I let the channel die. Because right now we did take like a week and a half break just based off of moving, and I haven't been able to record much. Internet here is still pretty shit. internet doesn't get back up until like 4 or 5 days, not 4 or 5 days, 4 or 5 weeks. We need to get Verizon instead of Xfinity, so that way I can actually use everything together. That's why I haven't been recording as much as well. So a bunch of bullshit, but other than that, this game is phenomenal so far. I give it like first impressions, like a 60-minute, you know, hour and a half first impressions. It's like a good like 6 out of 10, like 5, 6 out of 10. I need to care about it a little bit more, figure out explorations, and just go on and see. Like, I'll finish the story and then I'll give it my all rating so far. Story, it is pretty easy to follow too, so I think that's also making it a little bit easier for me. I just don't want the cutscenes to continue so much to where it was like God of War, Ragnarok, where it just became so boring. I got tired of it because we kept switching characters and there was just too much plot. I miss good Souls-like games where it was like true Souls-like games where it's like you get a cutscene here and there, but you're just playing and picking up on items, you're picking up on clues, and you're just figuring out like an open-ended story from then on out. I don't like it to where it's just cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, and you're like, yo, let me play the game. But so far, everything that's been happening on this game, pretty good. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.